Hello, and welcome back to Quantum Suicide. On the last episode, we have reached the alternative death of the team-based deletion game, which unfortunately is the death of Katashi. Basically, we've been told how it's going to happen, that being cooked alive with all the bacteria in the kitchen being burned. And that's pretty much it, really. After that, we have to see how this branch of the timeline goes. So, you would just kill me?
Enough! Who cares about you hypothetically dying? Katashi actually is, and all you care about is yourself!
Well, no, it's more so the fact of this function existing, which is how he was going to die. I
don't care about what you have to say, just shut up!
No, I will not. The entire room fell quiet. In my peripheral vision, I could see Dai's smile growing. We stood in silence for almost half an hour. Disinfection cycle in kitchen complete. Temperature control has returned to normal.
I believe what the automated system means is, ding, dinner's ready.
The door to the kitchen opened, and we saw Katashi. Pretty much. My question is why did he put the apple in his mouth? Because we know Dai couldn't have done that. He clearly had an attempt to lower his body temperature by removing most of his clothes, but shorts. His skin was a crispy brown color with a slight charring. I'd never seen a human cooked, but I don't think I ever needed to again. Surprisingly, there was an apple in his mouth that had withered to the core, or weathered, I don't know. Weathered the cooking a bit better than he weathered a bit. Oh, sorry. I'm unable to read. Surprisingly, there was an apple in his mouth that had weathered the cooking a bit better than he did. Or did it fall off the branch? Or was he trying to have one last treat before death? I think just like for comedy purposes. Shizuka ran into once the door was open, immediately removing the apple from his mouth, trying to close his eyes, which wouldn't close.
Someone help me! He shouldn't just be left in here!
After you've been shouting at us? No. I don't feel like it.
But you know, I am made of light.
Dai shrugged, while smiling slyly. Shizuka attempted to move Katashi, but she was so much smaller than he was, his body didn't even budge.
Move, damn it!
Shizuka became enraged. She's now flailing while tugging at his arm.
Shizuka, perhaps it would be best if you left him to us. We can take care of him.
What, like you took care of Katashi here? I think we can all agree that you're not taking care of anyone!
That's kind of rude. The captain's face winced at her words, as the concern of her face melted away to reveal a stern captain I'd come to know.
Shizuka, return to your quarters at once.
No!
Refusing an order? This is getting interesting.
It's getting boring and repetitive. Shizuka was latched on pretty tightly to Katashi's arm at this point, so we've lost Nicholas, Beatrix, and Katashi. Yeah, so I don't expect Vladimir or I forgot his name. How could I forget his name? The captain now was irritated. She approached Shizuka and stood only inches from her.
Shizuka, you are to return to your quarters immediately.
So intense.
Shizuka's eyes met with the captain's, and a moment of rebellion died.
Understood.
Shizuka let go of Katashi's arm and left the kitchen without looking at anyone on the way out.
And here I was hoping the two of you would fight. You're no fun, Captain.
I mean, if it did end in a fight, my money's on the captain.
Well, I am bored now. It's been fun. I will see you all tomorrow for the next round of the deletion games.
Okay. Dai and her boredom zapped out of the kitchen and left the rest of us crew standing silently.
Yoshiki, Nicholas, I trust that you two can move Katashi.
Yoshiki is the name I forgot. But yeah, I realized Nicholas didn't die, obviously, because in this place, Katashi's dying in his place.
Of course.
Oh, well.
We'll see to it now.
Hooray!
Thank you. Everyone is dismissed. Feel free to do as you please for the remainder of the day. I will be in my quarters if anyone needs me.
The captain left the room and I followed suit. Chapter 3. Katashi's image of was seared into my brain, making sleep an impossibility. I could still smell the aftermath of the game. The pungent stench of charred human flesh was not something I wanted to ever revisit, even in my mind. I needed a distraction, so I decided to take refuge in the rec room. It probably wouldn't even take the edge off the pain, but at least watching a movie would stop me from seeing Katashi everywhere I looked, and every time I closed my eyes. I arrived to find the TV was already occupied. Shizuka sat staring intently at the screen. Her face a wet mask of tears. She continued to watch as if I wasn't there. Hey, Shizuka. Shizuka didn't turn to face me. I was wondering. What are you watching? Is it a famous movie? What type of...
Please stop talking!
No. No. I saw you upset and thought...
And are you not upset?
I didn't know the man. Not in this timeline. Well, of course I am. I can't sleep because I'm so upset.
Your team chose to kill Katashi. Why would you be as upset as I am?
Our team didn't choose anything. We were forced to. Shizuka, that's not fair and you know it. Shizuka's voice started to waver.
Neither is Katashi not being here anymore.
Exactly. So why are you angry at us? We're not the one who killed him. A pained silence fell over the room. I had to break the stalemate somehow. Shizuka, I'm sorry. Shizuka finally looked up at me in the eye. Her face was softer than before.
I'm watching Katashi's favorite movie.
Shizuka indicated that the seat next to her, so I took the hit and sat.
It's called Sisyphean.
And sat. Sisyphean. Cool. What is it about?
It's about a man in love and his struggle to reach his happily ever after. It's a very romantic movie.
Didn't think that'd be Katashi's type. Well, actually, no. It sounds exactly like a Katashi's type. Do you like romantic movies? Shizuka smiled as she wiped her tears in her eye.
Not really, but Katashi couldn't get enough of them. This movie was his favorite, though.
Why is it his favorite? Why is that?
I'm not really sure, but I think it might be because of me.
Why? How's that?
This movie was originally a video game that got a movie adaptation.
So it was a game at first.
Yeah, Katashi might have thought that would appeal to me more, so he would always get me to watch it with him.
And did you?
I sat with him once while he watched it, but I was playing video games at the same time.
Shizuka continued, holding back tears.
I should have just watched it with him, even once. I should have been there for him. And now...
Well, you know, unlike you can't time travel. You can't undo the mistakes you made.
I'll never get the chance again!
And you're taking it out on everyone else. Shizuka's dam burst. I paused the movie and scooched over. I'm having a struggle. I'm struggling reading today. Closer to her for a hug. Shizuka began calming down in my arms. I'm sure he was grateful for even having you sit next to him. I know that I am. Why this? I know she's witnessed the death of the closest person to her, but given how she's acted, it's not reasonable. So she should be acting that way towards us, and why are we being generous back? She still hasn't, like, we've apologized to her for the things we've said, you know, like the hypothetical death that we had and Katashi really had, right? We've apologized. But Shizuka has not even apologized yet.
Really?
Well, no, not really. I nod in silence. No.
Thank you. I really needed to hear that.
I don't care. Anytime. Anytime that's not now. Different timeline where you're happy and you're not being rude. Shizuka, well, saying that, that's saying that. Different timeline. You are really weird and creepy and break into someone's room to sleep in their bed. Goldilocks and Three Bears. Over 2 hours later, the movie's credit rolled, and I enjoyed the plot. It made me think our limited time on Earth and having no regrets about what we used, how we used it.
Thank you for watching with me.
Don't act like you just didn't. Don't act like you weren't rude to me twice in the same day. It was a pleasure. Don't lie to Shizuka.
Me too. I think I can see why it was his favorite.
Cool. Yeah, me. Cool.
I especially like the part where he was eaten by a giant cat.
I don't remember that in the movie.
How long have you been there, Dai?
She's the AI. She's always here.
Long enough to know that movie was actually pretty good.
You know, if Dai actually says it's pretty good in like a serious, non-joking way, it must have been pretty good. You like romantic movies?
Wait, that was a romantic movie?
How's it? I don't know. We didn't get to watch a movie.
Yeah?
Huh. Then I guess I do. I always knew I was a romantic at heart.
You probably could be, in your own twisted way. You'd probably set up a death game to prove it somehow. Who would have thought?
So why are you here?
The next round.
It's time for the new deletion game explanation.
Vampire children, right? Should we go to the dining hall?
Bingo!
Alright, let's tidy up here.
Oh, honey, I do love how submissive you are.
What is it with you making things weird, Dai? Dai cackled as she zapped out of the room. Shizuka put everything back where it belonged, still bathing in the warm afterglow of a good movie. At the dining hall, the entire crew had already assembled.
About time, you two!
Oh, Jesus, no. We've just recovered from Shizuka giving us slack. It's not your turn. No, I'm not having it. Huh?
We have been waiting for almost an hour now.
What, really?
But we only just got told to come here.
Guilty as charged.
To be fair, she was distracted by a movie.
What is the meaning of this, Dai?
Well, I went to collect these two, but they were watching a movie. I was going to interrupt it, but then I got hooked and finished watching the movie with them.
And we didn't even know she was there, so...
Seriously? We have all been wasting our time here for over an hour while you watched a movie?
The captain was not pleased with the situation and showed it.
Capitan, need I remind you who's in charge here?
This is why Dai's probably is a fun character. Everyone else... Right, besides Yoshiki, has not gotten angry at us for no reason. Vladimir has not gotten angry at us for no reason. Sora, Melody. So those four. Dai's obviously the bad guy, but Dai's a fun bad guy. I guess I is another good guy that's not been angry at us. So what, that's 5 characters out of what, the 13? Dai pointed at herself, haughtily, and the captain's eyes twitched.
Never mind that! How dare you waste my crew's precious time!
Oh my god. I mean, yeah, it was an hour, but guess what? That means an hour of none of us dying.
But,
In the future, you will refrain from this nonsense.
again, I'm in charge.
The captain's face took such a menacing appearance that all the lights in the room seemed to go out dark.
Your fun only lasts while there are crew members to play with. Push your luck any further with me, Dai, and I will take away that which gives you pleasure.
Oh my god, right, well, I wish I was in the timeline where we didn't make it to the ship. Because everyone heard that, right? The captain threatened to kill all of us. Was the captain threatening just to kill all of us? Just to spite Dai? Yes, she was. Way to go, protagonist. You're clicking on the fact that, this lady's insane.
Captain.
Nicholas, do not justify her actions. No. Nicholas placed a hand on the captain's shoulders. She reeled at his touch, and it snapped. Head snapped around and released from the trance.
I'm sorry, Captain.
Dai apologizing? What kind of fresh hell is this? What? Yeah, generally, admittedly, what the hell is this?
In the future, I will not waste your time, Captain. On that note, let's get down to the explanation of the new game.
Yeah.
Allow me to welcome you all to the new...
No.
Them? One?
Nope.
No.
Nope. I'm not having it. Yeah, we got it.
Excellent.
Nope. I suddenly stepped out of the room and broadcast over whoever.
We understand that you have a...
Why are you here? Why are you in our room? What? What do you want?
Yes, wake up.
No, what do you want?
Open your eyes.
No, get out of my room. I'm playing Minecraft. Open my eyes and scowl at the captain looming over me.
I think you have been spending too much time with Yoshiki.
I don't care, go away. What's wrong? For that matter, what time is it?
It's 4:30 in the morning. I have come to request your counsel.
Okay, cool, get out. It must be pretty important for making me up this early. I charged $200 for the first hour, and I don't care. It's not funny. Why? Cool. Why? Yeah. Why?
I did.
Who?
I attempted to ask Shizuka for her counsel, considering the nature of the issue. She outright refused to get out of bed.
Get out of my room. Why are you bothering me with it? It's apparently not even our expertise area. I'm not playing around with it, everyone, this time, right? You think I'm spending too much time with Yoshiki? It's because Yoshiki doesn't treat me like garbage. Can't you just order out?
I have tried that many times. She seems to be immune to authority.
It's not even... No, not time for jokes. Get out of my room. Very well. No, stop it. Don't...
Please, make yourself presentable and meet me on the bridge in 5 minutes.
No, just ask me what you need to counsel on. Why do I need to get out of bed? Go bother Yoshiki. If you think I'm spending too much time with him, go bother Nicholas, who, since he can break the trance you have. Go talk to Vladimir, since you have parent issues. You know, he's the only parent left on the ship. The captain turned and left. I hurried myself to make myself somewhat presentable, and 4 minutes later, I was on the bridge. Alright, Captain, you have my undivided attention.
Just over a week ago, I made the choice to stay.
Yeah, whatever. Alright, argument.
We will be at the closest...
Cool. We'll handle it. Alright, cool. Is this the pirate? It's the pirate thing, right?
Time.
Yep.
Wise word, but you are right, and...
Cool.
Nobly...
Anyway, can we go now? Alright, cool. Nice. A sudden jab on my cheek brought me to.
Hey, wake up!
Why is everyone in my room? You get out here as well. What do you want? I stirred to see Shizuka perched on the side of my bed, continuing to pull my face. Really can't I go to sleep in here without someone trying to ruin it every night?
That's why I'm here.
What? What do you mean? What? This had better be good.
I know that the captain woke you up this morning in my place, and I wanted to make it up to you.
So you wake me up?
Besides, it's practically dinner time.
So you don't wake me up? Hey, come again. I crawled out of bed, snatching the tablet and put on my clothes. She was right, it was almost 5 p.m. I slept through the entire day.
You must have really needed it.
Right, fair enough. You waking me up now is more acceptable. I apologize for my outburst. Right. I don't have time to sleep through days. I'm cool.
I would have woken you up sooner, but...
What? She's looked
I only just woke up too.
Fair enough. Fair enough, right? If I'm going down, you're going down with me. Yeah.
Yeah, but at least we're hopeless together. That's 1,000 times better than being lonely.
Nope. Go back to being lonely, right? You stop and apologize for how you treated me after Katashi died.
Well, now that we're both awake, how about we do something with what's left of the day?
Like what?
Well,
like
I was
what?
thinking that maybe we could play some games.
There's a surprise. Why am I not surprised?
So, you in?
No. Really need work. I already wasted much time. Shizuka was not faced with my response. She pouted like a spoiled toddler.
But what can you really achieve now anyway? The day is practically over.
Yeah, you're right. And guess whose fault's that? For not getting out when the captain tried to wake them up. All the more reason I had to feel like I should do
Playing
anything.
games with me is anything.
it's something. Shizuka, I'm sorry, but I'm not going to play games with you. I need to focus on my work. If you wanted me to play games with you, you shouldn't have gotten angry at me. Call me spiteful, call me petty, whatever you want. I'm not happy with half the crew. I kind of miss Beatrix, you know. At least when she was like angry at people, she actually got things done. She solved vampire children on her own. Sora was kind enough, and I've not seen her angry yet, but she's kind enough to help us. You know, you got Nicholas. When he was angry, he was just moody and alone. That's fair enough. You know, Yoshiki has not been angry to my knowledge. Katashi kind of just sulked. Yeah, pretty much. I didn't want to set her, but I really need to focus my attention on pressing issues. Went through my my regular morning routine quickly, just passed through the shower, made a beeline for the lab. Once I got it set up, I started sifting through papers and page one at a time in the hopes of finding something about the pocket watch that I missed previously. Quantum physics, time dilation, multiverse theory. I was getting nowhere fast. Felt like I had scoured the result at the point that I was no longer able to glean anything from it. It was already 4 a.m. I had barely noticed the time passage, especially when there was so much material to go over. How have you not figured it out? We've already went past time dilation and well, fair enough for multi-world theory, but time dilation, the first thing you should be like is, whoa, why is it getting brought up now? Like that kind of thing. So, you know, the game started off well. The game ended up being here. At least, as far as I'm aware, right? What I'm learning based on the text of this game, is apparently being male, people treat you better. Apparently, I had to find Shizuka in her usual state, asleep, drooling on the TV. Cool. Sat down, box at my feet, and attempted to wake her up. Shizuka, just slap her across the face. I mean, she painfully poked us, so I guess it's a bit of an exaggeration. Shook her gently. She was completely incoherent. I was truly jealous of how deep this girl could sleep. I took her arm, dragged her limp figure away from the chair, leaving quite the impressive trail of... it's gross. Her eyes didn't even flicker. After a solid 15 minutes of struggling, I gave up. She could sleep on the floor for all I cared. Then let her do that. Delete all our saves, out of spite. Picked up the box and was halfway out the door when I saw something stop in my tracks. The watch. I snatched it from the box that held it aloft, scattering its light around. Cool. The light's on. It was on. Saving it. That one. Cool. Push the button. Without hesitation. Get me somewhere better, please. Cool. Woke up, found myself on the floor of the rec room, dazed, confused, and extremely nauseous. I sat at greeting the fact that neither Shizuka or the precious box of research was anywhere to be seen. I suddenly appeared out of nowhere.
I am registering sounds of distress in your vocal tone. Are you alright?
At least you recognize us. Fine. Feeling a bit queasy. Got on my feet, requiring a lot more effort than I prepared for.
Very well. I have other matters to attend to.
Like what? The deletion game? I gathered what wits I could muster and navigated my way back to my room, or what I thought was my room. I lay on my bed for a moment, taking the time to let my body settle. I noticed the time flashing at the side of the bed. Just after 8 a.m. Not long before the next game, then. I was in the middle of trying to recall exactly what the deletion game rules were when my door buzzed. Come in. Through the doorway, a young woman with long, straight black hair and unmatching eyes. She wore the same uniform as me.
I have some good news and some bad news.
Hello, Elizabeth. I don't know how difficult it was to say heterochromia. How do you know my name? The woman stopped, dead in her tracks.
Are you okay?
No, I'm Zero. Hello. Yeah, just She was clearly in a rush to bring news and didn't stay face for
The
long.
good news is, I've uncovered another clue to the deactivation code for Dai. I was able to access partial records from the date of the incident and recover the letters AD.
Add. So we know the fact that the password's in Latin. Piece
That
of
is
code?
what I just said.
Yes. Suddenly I appeared in the room, addressing the
Elizabeth,
woman.
you have been requested in the lab.
By whom?
But, okay. Cool. Are we going to meet ourselves? Looked at me quizzically at a brain clearly processing the news at light speed before relaying.
Thank you, I. Please tell her I will be there presently.
Hold on, what? Oh, I need to scroll back.
By whom?
By me, quizzically, add me quizzically, her brain clearly processing the news. Processing the. Yeah, cool.
Thank you, I.
Very well.
I bowed and
I
disappeared.
know what's going on here.
That we traveled from a different universe. You do?
You have traveled here using the pocket watch. Am I correct in
No,
this
it was-
assumption?
It was the other one who did that. I'm the one here from this universe. The watch
It
works?
would appear so. I have been working alongside you. Well, you in the lab for some time. And so I'm well versed in your research.
Cool. It's not my research, though. But this is fantastic news. Not only this, but you're able to give a piece of the activation code.
Well, it isn't so much the code as a small piece of the larger puzzle.
Yeah, well, what? It's part of the deactivate. What? It's part of the deactivation code. Either way, it's huge progress. It is, because now we just need what? Two more? One more?
Well, it's nice to meet you. My name is Elizabeth, and I'm a computer programmer on the Everett. It seems safe to assume that I don't exist in your dimension, considering your lack of recognition when we met.
I mean, not necessarily you don't exist. Just not you're not on the Everett. Oh yeah, sorry about that. Must have been pretty rude.
I understand the confusion, so please, don't worry about it.
Cool. You a lot more better. You honestly glad you exist because besides what Yoshiki, Vladimir, Melody, besides the people I listed earlier, you've not been rude to me.
If you wouldn't mind, could you please remain here in your quarters while I go speak to the captain about the situation? I think it would be best to not have you two together on the bridge just yet.
Can we trust you? I feel like you might end up trying to kill us. I mean, I wouldn't blame you. But sure, why not? Well, the deletion game. What does Dai think about it? Of course, gladly I'll wait here. Elizabeth smiled as she left the room. I looked around, surprised at how different the room actually looked from my own. Dimensions me was a real pig. I mean, apparently, quote-unquote, geniuses. Again, this is not a reliable source, because it's just me. But apparently, like, geniuses are supposed to be, like, messy. Because then again, well, I say it's messy, but it's exactly where they need them to be. It's everywhere, where everyone leaves their things that they need to be. So, like, 10 minutes later, Elizabeth returns.
Thank you for waiting. The captain is on her way to see you now.
Okay, thank you. Did you take a while?
Yes, very well, in fact.
Why? That's great. As soon as the words were out of my mouth, the captain arrived.
Thank you for joining us.
Elizabeth, can you keep me safe, please? Can you stay here? Good to see you, Captain.
We should work together in solving both the Dai and resource crisis.
How? I've just increased the number of mouths to feed. I know the idea is that something will swap places with us, but still, I completely agree.
But
Who did I swap
first,
places with?
let us all go to the dining room to discuss our plans further in a more suitable environment.
Cool. I'm hanging out with Elizabeth though, so if you try and kill me, she's dying too. I noted my consent, followed both down the corridor. But I'm the only one in. Many of the crew assembled in the dining hall, including some familiar faces. Hooray! You died in my universe.
How can I help you, sailor?
Hearing Beatrice's voice again was surreal. I felt myself getting choked up at the mere sound. I imagined no one had been this happy to see Beatrix. Haha! Nothing, just nice to see you. Beatrix gave me a rather confused smile before turning back to her conversation with Nicholas, who was sitting directly beside her.
Please, take a seat.
No thanks. I'll stand. I did so, and the captain did the same.
I have the pocket watch here, and so can confirm your dimension.
My dimensional origin, okay. My pocket watch, patted my pockets, realizing the horror, the pocket watch was nowhere inside. Can't find mine.
Yours?
my pocket watch.
Pocket watches do not carry over dimensions with you.
Yep. No, they don't.
No, you explained that to me. As well as told me that this number here is your dimension, and this one here is ours.
Cool. Captain pointed at the pocket watch, described each number.
So you have come from dimension...
72. Why is that blank? So this must be 22.
Correct.
Okay, Elizabeth exists in 20, so 50 dimensions apart to have at least plus one decent person. Then again, I've forgotten the personalities of the other characters that we've already seen. Suddenly, the proceedings were interrupted by die zapping in the room.
What in the world is happening here?
You're seeing things. I'm another hologram.
Are you also eager to die? I usually have to drag you all kicking and screaming for the deletion game.
Deletion game, what's happening now?
What's wrong with them? Regardless, with everyone, let's start the game.
Where's our version of us? I'm gonna save this just so we can find out next time. I was annoyed at Shizuka and at least our version of the captain, but hopefully, I don't know. I want to say that you've enjoyed what you saw, but I know it's just me being loud and annoying. But yeah, hopefully I can see you in the next one. Hopefully you did have fun, and yeah, goodbye.